Hi, my name is Erica. Erica Scroggins Jewelry is my YouTube, my website, my Etsy, which I don't use anymore because it's not really the same as it used to be for handmade stuff. Anyways, I'm using 4 pieces of 20 gauge 925 sterling silver. This is solid sterling silver. It's solid sterling silver. I'm going to get my wooden ring mandrel, and I'll be right back. So I have my 20 gauge square, 4 pieces, my wooden ring mandrel, and I also need 4 pieces of 24 gauge half round sterling silver. So I'm going to cut and straighten my half round, and then I'll be right back with you. So I have my half round is all measured out to 4-inch pieces. Now I need to straighten them. So this is dead soft. So I usually just straighten it with my fingers. I'm gonna grab each piece, put them all in a line together, and make sure that my round is up and my half is down, or this is half round, so you need to make sure the round is up and the flat is down. So this is what the round looks like, and this is what the flat looks like. So anyways, if you hear my daughter in the background, it's she just gets really excited when she gets to play her game. So I'm going to take my ancient ruler, and I'm going to mark my half round, or my square wire. I need to make sure that it all stays put like this. So I'm going to use a couple pieces of scrap wire that I have left over from the other day. Let's see. I had a piece of copper half round somewhere. You don't have to use copper. You can use, just whatever you have laying around for this part, because all it does is it keeps your wires put, because whenever you're working, you don't want your wires moving around. Please excuse my daughter. Sissy. Anyways, so I'm going to put these together like this. And then I'm going to take some half round that I had left over from a class yesterday. And I'm going to anchor it. Anchor all of 4 of them together here. Okay. And I'm going to take my nylon jaw pliers and just clamp it down right here so that they're all even there. So I'm going to continue this piece all the way around. And then I'm going to clip this piece right here off. See, it doesn't have to be perfect on there. It can just be... It just needs to be able to keep the wires flat. See how they're all smooth right there? So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So you have to do the same thing on both sides. If you have a large ring band... Jaina! if you have a large ring band, you would probably have to do 3 or 4 of these. I'm making a size 8 or a size 9. So when you do that, you want to go up to, say like we're making a size 8, we want to make a size 9, we're going to measure it as a size 9, because whenever you go to add on all your little beautiful things, all your decorations and stuff, you need to account for room. You need to have extra room for those decorations. Anyways, so I'm going to put my ring band down on my 6-inch ruler, and I'm going to use a permanent marker. I'm going to mark each 1-inch mark. Shoot. It's upside down. I'm on centimeters. We don't need those. I'm sorry, I have a cramped, limited space here, but we get by. Okay, and then I'm going to take a spare piece of copper I have, and I'm going to measure around a normal ring mandrel, and I'm going to measure out, I'm going to measure out a size 8 ring. So we want, I think, a 6.5. Or 8. Okay, so I have a spare piece of copper back here. It's just a piece of half round I had left over. And I'm going to take that half round and measure around my ring mandrel. So I'm going to measure out a size 6. When you do this, you can go all the way around, but you also need to account for the size of your stone. So you're going to measure your stone, and then you'll cut off a portion of your copper. You're going to measure a portion of your, you'll cut off on each end, like split the measurements of your stone in half and cut off that much on each side. Or you could just account for it when you cut it. That's just the way I do it. Everyone's different. So this one is right at both of these marks. So I'm going to put my half round silver right near those marks. I've got to get I'm going to use 28 gauge or 30 gauge weaving wire. Oops, this is my half round, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to set this over here so I don't get it mixed up again. I already done a tutorial on the prong settings, and then this one is for the band. This one is going to be an Aztec weave. So I'm going to pull off about 2 arm lengths of my weaving wire. You can put these on a one of these. I always mark them to make sure that I don't get them mixed up. That keeps your 30 gauge from getting tangled. Now, whenever you go to wrap your band, you need to pay attention to the back and the front to make sure that no wires get overlapped with each other. And make sure there's no dead space to where you can see your base wires on the back of your ring band. If you can see your base wires, you need to go back through and fix that, you know. Or sometimes it just happens, you know. But if it can be prevented, I will prevent it. Say like I've already gotten to the very, very end of my weave and my wire gets crisscrossed or something. All I need to do is go back through and unravel one time. About one time's all I ever have with 30 gauge because it can break if you go any further. So I've got these, and my weaving wire. Oops. So I'm going to make sure these are straight. Or as straight as possible. It still takes me a long while to make rings. One of my friends, David, he can make these rings in like an hour, but I can't. It takes me. I make the ring band one day, and then I'll make this setting the next day, and then it takes about 2 days to make for me, especially if the setting doesn't want to cooperate. And then you end up having to remake it. But I've learned how to measure everything for my settings now. So at least I have that. So I'm going to take these wires and bend them just a little right here at the tip. Make sure you keep them together. Now, your 24 gauge half round, you can do it in 3-inch pieces or 4-inch pieces. You'll end up cutting off about, if you're doing a size 6, you'll end up cutting off about an inch worth of silver if you do that much, though. I'm going to tilt my camera up just a little. Get all this stuff out the way here. Okay. So you want to wrap around all of your wires about 4 times. Or 3 or 5 or however many times you want to wrap. Basically, all it's doing is anchoring your half round to your square wire. Okay. So I'm going to take and open up my ring mandrel. And I'm going to just stick my band down in here. I like to try and get some of the anchor inside of my mandrel, but not all of it. Just like 1 or 2 wraps. So this is going to be probably in 2 parts. This one's about 15 minutes, so I'm going to pause this because I need to do something, and I'll come back and then record the second part. If you guys could like and subscribe, that would help me a great deal. I couldn't do any of this without your guys' help. Thank you.